Hey family, I'm Stephanie Day. I'm Habasi, helping your brothers and sisters in Africa as well as the Creole Grill Test. How y'all doing today on this lovely Thursday afternoon? I'm still in the Gambia, y'all, enjoying myself. You know, I came here for a 6-month stay this time so I could work on the Habasi Food Forest Project in Jambanjelly. Yes, a permaculture food forest. But before I talk too much about it, let me do a little housekeeping. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome to my channel. And if you're coming back, welcome back. I appreciate and love all of you guys. If you have not subscribed, please do. It's free, y'all. And give me a thumbs up. I'm not monetized, but it does help with the algorithm so more people can see this video. So give me a thumbs up and a share, which is also free, so more people can hear what I gotta say. You never know when one of my stories may be just what somebody out there was needing to hear. Today on YouTube, I saw a story about one of the actors. He's a black British actor of Caribbean descent, David Harewood. David Harewood. Y'all, I've seen so many of his movies. He's so talented, y'all. He's one of those actors you can close your eyes and you won't know what ethnic group he's from. I used to think that's how all British people sounded. That was, no matter what color that, it was just universal of how all of them spoke. I said, you can't even tell who's who if you close your eyes. But he was touching on that subject today too, as part of a confusion with his identity. Sometimes, y'all, assimilation, when you're in a place where you're in such a minority that you're either invisible or verbally abused a lot and maybe even physically abused a lot because you're different. You know, whether they call it racism or what other kind of isms. It's like that worldwide, and when it's not a color thing, sometimes it starts being in any other way to decide a person is different from you. Whether it's a different belief system or a different non-belief system, or you belong to whatever kind of different ethnic, different group, or colorisms. But anyway, y'all, what got my eye and my ear was that he was talking about mental illness and how he had a struggle with it because of his identity, and that he didn't even know that his color mattered because he kind of ignored all the little microaggressions that happened along the way. He said it felt like he could do anything, and he set his mind to it, and that race didn't matter. So he went to acting school and became the best and would get any kind of role, and he learned how to talk like the Shakespearean actors and stuff. And then all of a sudden, he wasn't black enough for the black community to accept him, and definitely wasn't white enough, because he was beautiful in chocolate, y'all. But he didn't even know how beautiful in chocolate he was. But of course he didn't fit in because in all of his reviews, instead of them reviewing his acting abilities, they would describe him as a black actor. And he couldn't understand that. And he said that's probably what tipped him over the edge. And y'all know I'm using my own words to describe what I heard him say, because there's no way that I could repeat word for word what he said about his ordeal. And I'm sure his ordeal lasted a while, so there's no way nobody can make a comment on it without just using their own commentary on how people are the same in lots of different places, especially when it comes to mental illness, and for you always to think that somebody else somewhere has it better. Because I heard him saying things like, in Africa, the males don't have it as hard and they don't have the mental health issues. But y'all, that's not true. Worldwide, people have problems with mental health issues. It's people right here that have mental health issues, y'all. It's certain mental hospitals around here. And some people walk around talking to themselves. They don't know what's going on in the world, and people act like they're contagious, and they move away from them when they're walking down the street. And in the United States, because of people like ACLU and others, they tried to make mental health better because people was getting like all these shock therapy treatments and stuff like that before. And so they felt like it was being abused. The system was being abused, that they would leave people like the Walking Dead, you know, like zombies and stuff. And so they had all of these rules to try to protect people from the system. And so instead of the system cleaning up, they shut down. So now you can't even get any mental health in the United States unless you, with your problem, say you need some help. So suppose you have so much problem that you think you don't have a problem. So then you just got a problem as long as you don't hurt yourself or others. It's one of those things, y'all. It's one of those things. I know somebody. In fact, I knew more than one somebody who had those issues. And I've seen one person come back from it, and I've seen others who haven't come back from it as of this day. And it's sad because I think there got to be some kind of a middle ground where you can help people and do research, real research, that could help people to become whole and heal people. And lots of times I think people are missing some things that they feel like would make them okay. And sometimes I think that it's not even so much of what happened to you or who you had in your life or not have in your life, but how you reacted to what happened in your life. Y'all, I don't know why the dogs is hollering while they have the call to worship. I guess they don't like the tone of the loudspeaker. That's the first time I ever heard them do that, y'all. But anyway, I was just thinking me. When I was growing up, my identity, I had issues myself with thinking about growing up as a so-called Indian, as my grandmother would say. Creole. I always heard we was Creole, but I didn't even know what it meant much, other than we had some Indian in us. And I asked my grandmother what kind, and she said, I don't know, just Indian. And I watched cowboy and Indian movies where she was cheering for the cowboys, and I was crying for the Indians. And I would shake my head and say, Mother, how come we can't win one just one time? Talk about representation on the big screen and little screen, because there's way too many cowboy movies. And the cowboys always won, except once in a while they would be massacred. And then I feel like, yes, yes, somebody in the universe heard me. We won one. But anyway, y'all, when James Brown came out, that's when Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. And I went from being a little colored girl to black and proud and having my afro and being so happy. Cherishing a few little African dashikis I could get my hands on and learn to fight the power that be. Yeah. Identity is a hard thing sometimes. I know even for my mother, it's like, since she was high yellow, she had problems with lots of people because they would think that she had life easier because of her skin tone. And she really didn't, because lots of people treated her badly because they thought she got treated better, and so they was jealous of her and treat her badly. And that was in her own family, you know, and in her own community. I was lucky, y'all. I was a nice brown like I am now, so paper bag brown, I don't know. Seemed like everybody was comfortable with me no matter what race, you know. It's just that because I'm well traveled and became a nurse, so I could pretty much do lots of things that some other folks that grew up with me couldn't do. Lots of people say, where you from? Yeah, y'all, where you from? Even when I say I was born in Galveston, they'll say, yeah, but where your parents from? They must be from Nigeria or well. And I said, no, my relatives been in the United States for 400 plus years. Because of Ancestry.com and 23andMe, we have all kind of documentation of how long genetically we've been in the United States. But anyway, y'all, when you get all of the 100% you in black and white, you start off at first just telling part of the story because you don't know what to do with the other 15%. The part that you couldn't brag about, the part that you shame of, that you shouldn't be, because it had nothing to do with your ancestors other than them surviving their horrible ordeals. That you are a descendant of survivors. And so you should be proud that they survived, because if they didn't survive, I wouldn't be here. If they wouldn't have survived, I wouldn't be here. And I wouldn't been able to do anything in this world, good or bad. I remember going to therapists in my lifetime, y'all. I've had therapists of different ethnic groups. I felt more comfortable with Miss James. She was a sister in Houston. And I felt like I could vent and that she would get it. With the other therapists, some of them I went to because they was part of my insurance plan and I could vent, but pretty much that's all clinical psychology is just venting. And it's a shame though, y'all, because some people, even though you're venting, they'll prefer for you to be in crisis mode because they became a clinical psychologist because they thought that they could fix you. And if you're not broken enough, they feel like they're not serving their purpose. How do I know? My last therapist, when I was like in my 60s, when the Medicare kicks in, instead of your regular Blue Cross Blue Shield, they gave me a terrible therapist. And she said, I don't think you need to come see me anymore. As far as I'm concerned, you're fine. If you got any problems, come back and see me, and I can reactivate your chart. And I made up in my mind, if I had a crisis, I sure wouldn't come see her. Because why would you want somebody to be in crisis before they got help when their insurance covered them to be able to just do maintenance, venting? Y'all, mental health is a terrible problem worldwide, whether you have insurance or not. And I can't really talk for all races. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I think I don't have any more competition. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to touch a little bit on the subject of mental health as a crisis worldwide. And I don't really know what to do about it other than pray for the people I know that need to get better and hope that one day they will. And I was so happy that Mr. David Harewood was doing better because his acting is so good, y'all. I love all of the roles that I've seen him play. I mean, he's a good actor, y'all. I never knew that he had any breakdowns. But we're all only human. Yes, we are. I'm glad I'm here serving my purpose because it makes waking up every day a wonderful day. I even got used to this gated community, y'all. The solitude up here is nice. Sometimes I may meet one person up here, and when I'm coming up, they're going down. That happened today. But while I'm recording, there's nobody up here. I was able to do a TikTok video dancing and then do this one. Please let me know where you're contacting me from. I'd like to know. Give me a good shout out. I gotta admit, y'all, I had to delete one video last week or this week. I can't remember. One week seemed like another when you're not counting time so much as months. You don't really count days so much. But somebody actually was upset because of where I went out to eat. Because it's like some people think that they can control every aspect of your life, even though they don't even know you. I don't understand, y'all. Just because they think they hit the subscribe button, they think that all of a sudden they control your life. And whether they subscribe or unsubscribe, they think it actually will make or break you. Y'all, I'm not monetized. I do this to share my experiences with you guys. I do it to vent. And that's it. That's it. I go out to eat where I can afford, especially if it's some food that I actually like the way they cook, especially Yosh and Mo too. That's two of my favorite spots in the Gambia to go eat. No, I cannot go out and eat there every day to none of them because that'd be too much. I like cooking my own food. It saves me money and it gives me pleasure to eat my own cooking. But really, y'all, that person was just so rude, telling me underneath the comments of the video about the restaurant, telling me how much their friend made that was a maid, and they live in Europe, and the people in Europe can't afford to eat like this. And their name was like, I don't even want to say their name because there's some European name, and I don't like using names, but just the idea. First, I was thinking it was a expat from here, and then from their name, I'm like, no way. Nobody ever have a name like that. But can you imagine somebody thinking that somehow they had power to tell somebody where they should eat or shouldn't eat because their friend couldn't afford to eat at that restaurant? When I'm in Galveston, it is a tourist town. Lots of people go there to have lots of money. When I'm there, y'all, I don't go to restaurants that much. Maybe once in a blue moon. With like some of my relatives that come from out of town, we go eat something at a casual place, because I'm just trying to spend more quality time with them. But in general, I prefer to go to the waterfront, buy my fish, buy my shrimps, on my crab, make my own gumbo, and not bother with the restaurants that cost an arm and a leg. That's just not what you do when you live in a tourist town, which I do. So why did they bring up price? I have no idea. I showed the menu so people in general could just see how much the cost was for the restaurant. But it wasn't meant to be any political socialism or communist manifesto. So anyway, people are something, y'all. Yes, I did block them because I can't take all that kind of stuff. I'm almost 70 years old, y'all. All of that people trying to judge me, as they say, don't judge me because of where I go to eat. Life is too short, y'all, to have a regret that I didn't go to a restaurant because everybody couldn't afford to eat at this restaurant. That person could have very well paid for his friend or her friend to go out and eat with them. It wouldn't have been no issue for them to do that, even if they didn't make a lot of money in Europe. That's their issue. They need to just get an education so they could get paid more money. That's what I did when I became a nurse. Once I became a nurse, my income went with the program. And if I wanted to work 1 day a week, 2 days a week, 7 days a week, 16 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, that was up to me. But anyway, y'all, I'm just venting. And then one more thing, y'all. It amazes me how people covet other people's belongings. It's like instead of giving somebody a compliment and actually be happy that they have something nice, some people actually covet other folks' things and say, oh, I like your earrings. But they really mean they want you to take off your earrings and give to them. I can't imagine being that kind of person. I'm not the one. I have all kind of earrings, y'all, because I collect them when I go places. But I would never give somebody a compliment and expect them to take their earrings off and give it to me, or their necklace off and give it to me. In fact, if they would do that, I'd tell them no thank you, that I just was admiring it on them, that I have money. When I do have money to spend, I'll go to the jewelry store and buy me something. I'll go to a Kwanzaa market and buy me some more earrings, whether they got Africa on them or Ankhs or whatever. Because I can, y'all. I collect jewelry because I can. One size fit all. Long as it's not heavy, because my ears are too thin for heavy earrings. I have to get lightweight earrings. But I never want to guilt trip somebody into giving me something that they have. I love admiring people's things, but I don't want to guilt somebody into feeling like somehow they owe me gratification, instant gratification, even though I could buy that item, that I guilt trip them into giving me theirs. That's like a subtle form of bullying, y'all. I couldn't do that. I don't covet anybody's anything. I don't covet your car. I don't covet your house. I don't covet your clothes. I'm happy you got it. And I'm happy it makes you happy. Maybe that's how I was raised, y'all, with the nuns and my mama them. I was raised to be happy with what I had. Now, if somebody gave me their secondhand stuff because they was done with it, well, that's a whole horse of a different color. But as for doing stuff to make people feel uncomfortable just so you could take their stuff, that's not cool. I remember when I was at church one day, I had a purse from the Gambia, and one of my church members said, I like your purse. And I said, thank you. And then another church member was next to her, and she loud talked me, y'all. She said, oh, you know you can give her that purse. I'm sure you got plenty like it. You know, and that's not true. I only buy one-of-a-kind stuff. I don't buy two of the same purse. I'm not in business to sell anything. So that wasn't true. So the person loud talked me so much in church that I was angry at that person and felt like cussing them out at church, which wasn't a good thing, y'all, so I didn't do it. I thought about it in my head. And then the person that told me they liked the purse, they had a illness, y'all, and I didn't want nothing bad to happen to them, and I hadn't given them that purse, because I didn't really pay that much for the purse. No, I got it in the Gambia on one of my trips, but I liked the purse. So anyway, when I got home, I just took my stuff out of it, put it in a bag, and the next Sunday, I gave it to her. But that person that loud talked me, she was on my list as never to get anything from me, ever. Ever? Never. And I don't go to that church anymore. Because I feel like people shouldn't do that. They shouldn't keep up with what you're wearing and what you have. It's just not fair. My stuff is my stuff. And if I want to donate it to somebody or gift it to somebody because I know what they like and buy something because I want them to have it like my grandchildren or my great-grandchildren. I used to do it for my sons when they were younger. But y'all, it's just not right when people call themselves loud talking you about a material object. But anyways, I like people to just donate things. And y'all know when people donate for me, it's never for me. It's for the Habasia Food Forest Project. When I buy my food or anything else, that's on me, y'all. On me. And in fact, when I'm paying for stuff for the projects at Habasia, when it's not enough with the donations, which is never enough with the donations because they're very small right now, and that's okay because everything has to generate organically. So I use my money after I pay my bills from the United States and use my money to make up the difference. Personally, make up the difference. And I don't mind because Habas is my baby, y'all. And who minds spending money on their baby? One day, my baby will be self-sufficient when I'm no more, and the projects will continue amongst the Gambian people right here. But anyway, y'all, I just was venting a little bit. If you want to vent in the comments below, please do. Try to keep it positive. Because y'all know I don't like no bad news. I just don't. Kind of rubs me the wrong way. But anyway, y'all, I hope this lets somebody feel comfortable to know that just because things are difficult sometimes and you have to get some counseling, even just to vent how you feel, to make you feel like a stronger person, and get some tools, mental tools sometimes, to make you a stronger person, that it's okay, that I'm getting a conversation started, hopefully, for somebody out there that needed to hear that, yes, I've sought counseling before, and yes, I've had people in my family who had mental health issues, just as most people have. Some have gotten better. Well, at least I know one person got better, and then I know one didn't get no better and is no longer here, and others got issues, you know. That's just the way it is, y'all. But I'll keep praying for better days for them and that they can get stronger and do better. And I hope that if it's anybody out there that need any help, including you, that if you need help, that you will go out there and get whatever help that's available to you in your community, whether you have insurance or not. And so, until the next episode, y'all, peace, peace, power to the people. And I'm out, y'all. Bye. Just letting y'all see a little bit of how it looks, my view from the rooftop in this gated community. Oh, that house across the street is getting closer to completion. That door's installed that wasn't there before. See that big old building over there they still building on? And that's a forest out there, one of the forests. I hope you enjoyed the view from my rooftop in the gated community in the Gambia, y'all. Not gonna say the name of this place until the day I am checking out for safety reasons as a solo traveler.